Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome over here to what will be the final video before the Phillips Cup Series season number 9 will officially start with racing. This is going to be a quite important video for everybody who signed up for the Phillips Cup Series, and well, pretty much only for them. Um, what we will discuss in this video, first off, the entry list, which is well pretty important. Um, for you guys to check if everything is alright concerning, well, for instance, all names over here are written down in the game, and I would like you to check if, first of all, if I spelled your name correctly. If not, let me know. If I pronounced your name correctly, because there are some new drivers as well. Let me know if I didn't, and if you got the correct car, and if there are any other things, let me know as well. So, signups completed yesterday, and well, pretty much I after uploading the regular signups, and making them public 24 hours later. They were pretty much the last 11 spots were given away within 1.5 hours or something, maybe even faster than that. So, pretty cool. A couple of drivers missed the signups, unfortunately. One Mitch Bretts. I'm sorry about that, buddy. But those drivers had the opportunity to sign up for the Dascar Regional Pro Cup Series. It's a series run by John Cittadino. And drivers from that series will move on to the Phillips Cup Series later if there is room after, for instance, comments deadlines. So that will all come later though. First off, I will go through the entry list, and after that I will discuss the token system. At least I will let you decide on which races you want to use a token and on which race you want to use a detail token. And more detail about the criteria will come when we arrive at that. First, let's take a look at the entry list. We got many rookies in this series now, so that's a good thing. We got a couple of returning drivers, and well, it's a great field, so I'm happy with everybody who signed up. First off, thank you very much for signing up, and well, let's take a look at our entries. We got over here the 0 car of Phillip Purpura. I hope I pronounced the last name right. I think it is Purpura, otherwise it might be Purpura. But let me know which one of the two was either Purpura or Purpura, and otherwise I will just assume that it's Purpura if I get no reply. Then we got Aiden Thomas in the number 2. Yes, indeed, he is back again in his the same car he drove last year. And that's also for Philip Goldberg the case. So Philip Goldberg, both he and his teammate are in, so that's good news. DJ Kirker is driving number 6 car, the Canadian race car driver. Then we got Ray Takeda in the number 8 car, of course. Car was already reserved, and Chris Gomez, same story. We got Prudence Littlejohn in both the O2 cars, of course part of John Cittadino's team. And we got Joshua Michaels in his own car. Then we got the Red Bull team complete by the same, yes indeed, the same user has picked both Red Bull cars, and one was signed up after in the reserve spot signs, and one was signed up later, so that's pretty cool. So Manuel Therrevine, the Frenchman, making his debut in the Phillips Cup Series after already competing in a couple of other series I ran, and teammate Aiden Shepard, of course also team boss. Happy to have them as in our Red Bull cars, in the both Red Bull Infinities. And we got Devin Roberts, of course, in the 08 car. Then we got Kyle Bachelia. He already said a couple of times how I pronounce it, at least in this silent video and in the previous one. So I hope I get it right, Bachelia. In the number 13 car, welcoming him to the Phillips Cup Series, a rookie. Nicole Tranovic, of course, in her own car. And Anna Gregg, same story, great to have them back again. Then we got Joshua Ciccoli in the number 19 car. I hope I pronounced it right. Ciccoli, I think it is. If not, let me know. We got Colombian Sebastian Torres in the number 21 car. And we got his teammate Brian Fox in the number 23. We got Giancarlo Robles in the number 24 car, the Italian. And we got Jane Pinter, which is the team owner of that driver. Caitlin Tsang is part of Joshua Ciccoli's team, and Caitlin Tsang is Chinese. the first ever Chinese race car driver in the Phillips Cup Series. And we got Henrietta Fitzwater this time in the number 30 car. That's gonna be something we have to get used to. So if I don't get it, if I mix it up a couple of times, I really apologize. It's of course a car run by Demi Spawner and a couple of those other Dutch girls before. Henrietta Fitzwater used to drive the 91 car every time she was in the series. So it's gonna be something we have to get used to. No problem though. Chris Dodd, welcome him to the Phillips Cup Series, and well, it would have been crazy if he didn't sign up. He's one of the most active race car drivers in the series, actually, with watching videos, and so glad to have him in the series. Of course, champion of the Martini Endurance Series season number 3, and his teammate Tommy Turbo also signed up in the number 33 car. So see the 32 and the 33 for that team. We got Madeline Atkins, and please check, there's M-A-D-A, so not D-E, but D-A. I pretty much copied it from the sign. Most names I copied from you signing up. So if you made a typo, it could be possible that I also got a typo in the video as well, so or in here. So once again, let me know if there are mistakes. Beth Black in the number 38 car, and teammate Keith Black in the number 41. Then we got Betty Johnson in both 43 cars, and we got Rocco Twyman, who took the 44 away from Mitch Brett, who was not happy. And of course, later on, to make things worse, Mitch Brett couldn't even sign up at all. Then we got Pria McShane in the number 45 car, making his debut, and something I'm not 100% sure if it is either male or female. That's sometimes, I've never heard of the name Pria. Actually, I think I had this driver already before in one of my series, but let me know if it is male or female. I had a feeling it's female though, but could be just be me. Sonic Horse in the number 51 car, and this is her only car. She stated to me that she didn't want another car, so perfectly fine. 52 car, Cody Smart driving the Halfords Acura. And then we got Robert Goldberg in number 54. Zachary Fitzwater in number 59 car. By the way, kudos to Zachary Fitzwater. He understood the message and he signed up again, so he's perfectly fine for the rest of the season. Probably he's gonna stay in these cars for the rest of the season anyways. So that's good. First time both drivers are gonna race a full season. Joseph Nesto is going to drive this car and this car. These two cars he wanted to have. Then we got Debbie Meijers in this car and this car. Not very important. She's my drive anyway. So John Ciudadino is going to drive this car at Daytona, and then Sean Angel is going to take over with these two cars. Denise Steinhauer will drive this car, and there we got Daniel Voyles. Nothing changed actually from this car from previous season anyway. So new driver Max Anderson in the number 83 Xbox One Peugeot, and I double checked it. I will tell you about the manufacturers in a couple of moments. There are some disappointed manufacturers, and Peugeot is actually one of them. So Nick Capps racing the number 87 car. He took one of the most beautiful cars in my opinion of the whole field, and the 91 car is for Dom Capps. So the two Cappses are in again. And last but not least, we got Alexander Rowe in the number 222. So the only triple digit car number we have, and actually we didn't have, there was only one triple digit car we had last year, which was the 6, I don't even know what the car number was for Ray Takeda, but so this is the only triple digit car number. So check if everything is correct concerning spelling, pronunciation and anything else, and let me know if it's not the case. As said, manufacturers, we have 28 manufacturers, 28 manufacturers, and there are 4 manufacturers who have seriously not a single car in the series, which are Cadillac. That's actually quite surprising me, especially because of the 09 car, which is a pretty cool looking car, the Air Canada Cadillac, but no Cadillacs picked. Chrysler, both Samsung Chryslers not being used. Citroen, well, not a big surprise. Probably we're gonna retire Citroen anyways after this, unless there's and then we're just gonna wait until there's a new model. and Maserati, because there's only one Maserati, which is actually a bit of a surprise to me. Those manufacturers are not in the Philips Cup Series currently. Other manufacturers which have taken quite a big hit are, well, quickly looking at that. For instance, Mercedes. There's only one Mercedes, and that's also a pretty big surprise in my opinion. I had expected there to be more Mercedeses. There are 3 in total made, but 1 taken. Peugeot, same story, 3 made, 1 taken. So also pretty surprising. Subaru, same story, 3 made, 1 taken, and for Volkswagen as well. So not sure why that. It probably is because the cars are not not sexy enough. But well, if you have one of those cars, you're the only one who picked that manufacturer. So that was that. Now another important thing, which is the token system, and this is your opportunity to activate a token, or well, to activate your token, to pick on which racetracks you want to use your token. Quickly explained, what is it? Everybody has over here. I will pick this for this time. I will pick as an example on the course. It's still an example, so maybe it could be easier for you to follow. We have driver ratings over here of minimum 40 and maximum 60. That is for everybody the same. What is a token? You can activate a token. You can put a token on a single race, and on that race, then your driver ratings will be increased by with 5. So that means that, for instance, if Son of course picks Michigan Sprint Race, she will have as well of the race in which she will activate her token, or one of her tokens. She will have a driver ratings of minimum 45 everywhere and a maximum of 65 everywhere. Yeah, I'm not sure if I really explained it well. So pretty much one token means that all driver ratings will be up by 5. And also, of course, there are D tokens, because that's the rule is that if you use one token, you will also have to use a D token. So, well, maybe it's a little bit weird order. I was thinking, like, I hope it's clear for everybody. If it's already clear, then you can already skip forward a little bit until I show you how you should choose the token. So, if it's not 100% clear yet, let me know. So, one token is up by 5, and one D token is lowered by 5, so -5. Also called negative token, but I thought that D token sounded pretty cool as well. So of course my own imagination. So that is you can use up to 3 tokens in the selected races. There are not all races. I will mention which races you can pick from for both the tokens and the D tokens in a couple of moments, but you can use 3 tokens maximum. You can also use less. So if you say, well, I don't want to use any tokens, that's also fine, then don't comment. If you want to use 1 or 2 tokens only, that's also fine. You can, but of course remember that for every token you use, you have to use a D token. So that means that if you have used 2 tokens, you also have to use 2 D tokens. So it's your own decision what you want. If you want to have a pretty steady car throughout the season, then it's also fine. By the way, I will check in a couple of moments pretty quickly. Damn it, I forgot to do that. I wanted to run a pretty quick test race with one of the tokens to see how much effect this has. So, well, nothing changes on the tokens. The only thing that might change is that it's not by +5 but +10, or not -5 but -10. So it's not really that important, but the idea is that you're going to be a little bit faster than the rest of the field when you use a token, and a little bit slower than the rest of the field when you use a D token. So again, you can use up to 3 tokens. You can also use less, 2 or 1, or none at all. But for every token you use, you have to use a D token, you can put multiple tokens in one race or on one race. So for instance, you have, as said, Michigan Sprint Race. You can put all 3 tokens on that race, and then have 3 D tokens divide over 3 other races. That's fine. But 3 is the maximum. So it's your own decision what you would like to do. So pretty much that was it concerning the tokens. If it is not clear yet, let me know. Will help you a little bit further. But I will give you an example to make it a little bit more clear. So also actually what I will do first is I will show you which racetracks you can put a token or D token on, which is shown here. We got over here both the South Boston Sprint Race and Main Race, the Michigan Sprint Race and Main Race, the Grote Prijs van Kyalami, which is a road course by the way. We got the Utica Sprint Race and Main Race, the St. Zoltan Sprint Race and Main Race, the Rockingham Sprint Race and Main Race, and not the Grand Prix du Mans. The Irwindale Sprint Race and Main Race you can put tokens or D tokens on. The Columbia, both the Sprint Race and Main Race you can put a token or D token on. Some race, why didn't I pick certain race to put tokens on? For instance, Volusia as well, because Volusia will have qualifying races, so it's not very useful. Then I want to have it. The ordinary races, I will be giving you available for tokens. For instance, as well, Watkins Glen, even though it is a endurance race, well, sort of 1 hour race. Motegi, both the Sprint Race and Main Race. The Gorillas Knot Sprint Race and Main Race. The Grote Prijs van Nürburgring, which is also an endurance race you can put a token or D token on, or multiple. And the Coca-Cola Sprint Race and Main Race. Not the Grand Detour races, because those are the races before the chase starts. And also not, of course, the races which have double points. So those races you can put a token on. I will check if you have, if you have put some tokens or D tokens on races, if those are available. If not, I will let you know. But I'm pretty sure it's clear. So pick which 1, 2, 3 races you want to use a or multiple tokens on, and pick which 1, 2, or 3 races you want to put 1 or multiple D tokens on. So hope that is clear. Otherwise, here's an example. We got Sanne Kors over here, number 51. She's one of my drivers, my girlfriend as well. Multiple scenarios. The easiest one is 3 races where she puts a token on, so +5, and 3 races where she will put a D token on. So, for instance, this is also, by the way, how I show you is how you should fill it in. She will put a token on the Michigan Sprint Race. So on that race she will have driver ratings of 45 till 60, or 45 minimum, 65 maximum, or 50, 70. That's something that's not very clear yet, but that's not going to be the big difference. Only the values can change a bit, but that's the only thing, and that's stupid. I want to test it before that. Completely forgot. Sorry about that. But the principle will stay the same. The Michigan Main Race, she will put a token on, which means that she will have 45, 65 as maximum, and she will do it at not Le Mans, because that's double points. She will do it at just saying the Grote Prijs van Nürburgring, where there she will also put a token on, so 45, 65. Then she will activate 3 D tokens. Of course, 3 tokens used means also 3 D tokens have to be used. And those D tokens will be used at Rockingham Sprint Race. So there she'll have a minimum of 35 and a maximum of 55. Rockingham Main Race and the Columbia Sprint Race. She will there have the 35, 55 driver ratings. So indeed, Sprint Race and Main Race can be combined, but they still then count as 2 tokens. Every single race is a separate one. So, yeah. Another possibility which she says is, okay, I want to have I want to use 3 tokens, but I want to use them at one single race. So, for instance, the Nordschleifer race, she wants to use 3 tokens on that race, and that would mean that she will then have driver ratings of 55 minimum and 75 maximum. I have to do some head calculating, but 3 tokens, of course, that means 3 times 5 is plus 15, both for the minimum and maximum. And then she wants to spread out the D tokens over the same races. So, for instance, Rockingham Sprint Race, Rockingham Main Race, and what did I say? Columbia Sprint Race. That means that in those races you will have 35, 55. Of course, vice versa also possible. Having those Rockingham Sprint Race, Rockingham Main Race. No, I will make it easier. Having that Michigan Sprint Race, Michigan Main Race, and Nordschleifer Race for her tokens. So then, of course, means 45, 65 as minimum, maximum, and then put all D tokens on the Columbia Sprint Race, which will mean that she will then have 25, 45 driver ratings, minimum, maximum. Of course, it does make a big difference because then you are way slower than the rest. But of course, well, it's something that you have to consider yourself, and yeah, it's also a little bit experimenting, a little bit new for us. I will check pretty much, but of course you can put everything at one race. But I don't think actually I'm going to change. I think I'm just going to leave it by 5. But probably if I'm going to change it by 10, don't assume it. But then I will mention that. But then of course then will mean that if it's higher by, if you put 3 tokens then on one race, it will mean that you have then 70, 90 on that one race. So that's, I think, a little bit too big of a difference. I want to make a difference between tokens and D tokens and the rest of the field, but I don't want it to be like one car running away from the field all the time. So that's a little bit the idea. Of course, the strategy you can base on your favorite racetracks. Which racetracks do you want to perform better because it's your home track, for instance, because you have a special relationship to the track. Which races do you think, well, I don't really like this racetrack, or because you think, well, I hate this racetrack because you're all Americans, of course, and or maybe because you think, well, I don't really perform very well at this racetrack anyways. I just want to leave it alone. You can also base your driver identity by it. For instance, saying, well, I want to use the tokens on the road courses because my road course skills are my driver is sort of from a road course career, so the road courses are much better. However, the sprint races are not that good, so there I will use D tokens. So that's what you want yourself, and I will still have to figure it out for the three of my drivers as well. But think about it, and well, once again, the list will be provided at the end of the video. So think about it and let me know. Also, of course, another opportunity is that some course, for instance, wants to use only one token and one D token. And that token will be used then for the Nordschleifer, where you will have then 45, 65 minimum, maximum, and a D token will be used at Columbia Carrera Sprint, where she will then have 35, 55 minimum, maximum. So there's also possibilities. So I would say do it like I provide over here. So mention your driver and the card number to make it a little bit easier. Enter tokens. What is it? Double point. Enter racetrack 1, for instance, Rockingham Sprint Race. Race number 2, Rockingham Main. It's also fine. Enter race number 3, Nürburgring. Whatever you want to name it, I will get it. You can either choose the racetrack, but then please do mention sprint race or main race. Otherwise, yeah, there will be confusion. They are separate, so please mention that. And then enter D token, double points, enter Rockingham Sprint Race, enter Rockingham Main Race, enter Columbia Sprint Race. Submit, comment, whatever it is. I think it's comment over here in the US. So I hope it's clear for you. If not, please let me know. And pretty much I would wish you best of luck picking it. Of course, once again, it's pretty new. I've never done it before, but I think it's going to be pretty great to have you guys pick a little bit of strategy. If you don't comment, I've put deadline at coming Saturday morning at 10 local time, 10 in the morning local time, which means 4 a.m. Eastern time. So that's going to be the deadline, because then I want to do the first race. Of course, the first race doesn't use that. Of course, is a shootout. It doesn't use the token system, but I just want to have it finished before the series starts. So that way, if you don't comment, I will not give you any tokens or D-tokens. Of course, that's also a possibility. Doesn't matter much. You're going to be quite constant over the season, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm also going to reply to you saying I got it, but I'm not going to write it down in the description. So I will just note it down in my own personal Excel file, because I want to keep the strategy somewhat. I want to keep it somewhat private. Of course, you say, well, this race has already a lot of tokens used, so I'm not going to put a token on that race, because, well, chances of winning then are not that big anymore. What I'm maybe even going to do is, as soon as I've processed it, I'm going to delete your comment. That's also possible. So if that happens, don't panic. I've written it down. So also, yeah, then probably first I'm going to reply, so you get like a message, got it, and then I'm going to remove it. So not sure if what I'm going to do. So anyways, that was it for now. First off, entry list, check if everything's correct. Secondly, pick your tokens and D-tokens. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you, well, probably within a week with the start of the Dascar Phillips Cup Series Season number 9, 2017.